After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal. Its namesake, the flower used to. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially when the bubble popped.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
I have to agree.
Even if I can divine, noble, one of a kind, all beautiful sentiments. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the.
Wow, so.
Of course, there's every so often someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, if I can dispel then I'll be.
That makes sense.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but.
Well, you said it.
Ha! I suppose you're right.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say, but you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing. Oh, look at all the flowers!
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that more?
It's been so long. Well, you...
Oh, yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get...
Hold on. We have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that... I've heard you've become quite the
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I've taught many... And who are these two?
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emily's friends.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
I'm...
yes.
Merchant?
You must be here to look for the...
Huh?
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of Auguste? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors. I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the Auguste flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the Auguste they remember, a one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble.
Maybe someone around here just happens to...
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar...
Impossible! If Auguste were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking,
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did... No. By the time they... Compared to things we... It almost sounds like...
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that You all traveled so...
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms?
I managed to tidy...
Oh, and
I should...
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plants. Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here?
Well...
Of course.
All right, then. Ood, why don't... I'll prepare some refresh...
whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Hyman took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
No, we work close.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
Oh, this room seems... Blaze? Ahem. All right, then. Where can we find...
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought. Could I try? Is that so? Mr. Ood, Mr.
Hey! What are you...
That's Master's voice. Master!
Hey, Edgar! Hey, Edgar?
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle? Oh, really? Do you think whoever...
I checked. Oh, but that's impossible. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit...
Well, we look...
The most important thing we can do now is focus...
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, he's still unconscious and inducing... Ah, yes. But first, Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucian...
Wait, hey!
Were you talking to us, mademoiselle?
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creative. There were a researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower. The two brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding it. In the end,
And what is...
every time your brother...
Ah, Miss Emily, out of you have a bright future ahead of...
You claimed...
What?
Amber wine is unless, until recently, they were living somewhere
Emily, you little...
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you, no matter what happened, but Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had... So I'd like to trouble you for some information.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain!
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then... You were right, Miss Emily. There were 4 of us sometime down the road.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put the... Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students. That's how I met him. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom...
But this...
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fires.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this?
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid. Vijava kept him close after our...
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even... If she left something...
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to...
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was
Poison! If Auguste could be considered... We're not looking... We only... As long as...
So that's why...
Yes, exactly.
Anyway...
Well, at least...
Well, glad to... Lucian, let's head back to the room.
Yes.
You think so too? But based on Sylvain's...
the way you exposed him like that? Oh, right.
Oh yes,
So you're,
close. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of basically, I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari? I'll stay here and continue.
Whoa, why the rush? Did...
What? He's the most famous.
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicion?
No. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get.
What about you, Tainari?
I'm sure the sheriff can...
But...
Then she was far too modest. Not to mention the... As for me...
Oh, that's right!
From Emily's letter, certainly. I didn't have time to look into it earlier. I have friends and... I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things.
Well, it's been... Emily!
No longer in critical... My chemical analysis of a goose...
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. I had to use... Unless you were as for whether...
Oh, that reminds... Oh, Paimon thought he... excuse me? Is Miss Emily here? Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler!
Call it. Oh, of course. Tainari's... And please. No...
Oh, did Tainari send you here? Yep. Anyway, based on what Master considered that possibility as well. How is that possible?
It's starting to...
Hey! Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back, dude?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel... It's locked?
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Emily! Emily!
I'm sorry, Mr.
No, no, that's not...
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone. He needs some space to calm down. Could one...
Of course. Leave it to...
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He may have made some bad decisions.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is all the moments he shared with his...
If Kirio...
Lucian can no longer... Traveler, I've got...
Who would have thought? Miss Emily.
Oh, I'm not actually... I did take a...
Then...
Of course, I appreciate...
Well,
Pupils are Pupils are
And the windows are shut tight too. Well,
So, did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain,
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother.
then what could have happened last?
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise.
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucien's body. What kind of...
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, no. Emily, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on. Tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A goose is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Master!
Edgar?
Sylvain, no matter how... Even if we could... No. He would... That's Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru.
The Fatui.
Ah, so you've already...
Oh,
The August...
The Fatui.
Born of a delusion.
that's enough. At first, Yelena didn't have any...
So you decided...
Listen...
It may be true there are no records of a goose, but even if no one was acutely poor, that explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kyria's involvement. The Fatui.
Ha! Oh, you see, a goose was harmless.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about you?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to but before we could even put...
But if her goal... Yeah, she...
I thought about everything. One of the reasons after arrival,
So,
if her true, the Auguste, so
So the wealth you.
most likely. That's why
I don't think he knew his Elena.
then all we'll need to do is tell Kirio. I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think it's hard to pull your.
Very true.
Edgar.
Think about if we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doors.
She knew her limits. We were just trying to. Lucian's.
3 people from. Well, we can only wait until the academia sent.
The hotel could, although with
Mr. Edgar, are you saying.
if Sylvain, I'd just ask for Sylvain. Would you be willing to grant?
Well, the man we grew to know.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happened tonight?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea if he targets.
That may be true. If we...
Master, no.
If Kyria, in other words,
capture?
afraid, I'm spending the. As
I'll admit, it could. Then I'll station some of my men around the.
I still have some reservations.
I'll also keep.
Although, if Kyria noted...
You mean if he doesn't?
If that were to happen.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
All right. We can.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar.
What? He taught my child how to make perfume.
He hasn't been
Oh, everyone on. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here. I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why?
Oh, that.
Oh, it's.
Uh,
You seem very.
oh, Hey, Emily, Kale. Oh, no, not at all. This will be easier to talk. There was just when I accompanied. Maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to. So did he?
Based on what we've.
Losing his sister. Whenever I get to thinking like that, I'm sorry.
There's nothing in all my. Some of them. Surround yourself. So while you do Sylvain, answering those I've witnessed. But generally,
Once you're consumed.
you're right. But that I understand.
Huh.
Emily, Traveler. Huh? Edgar.
Oh, it's you two. Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay?
Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru.
We could do that for you, Matt.
No need. I would imagine Sheriff
The night walk.
That's right. I've stationed some of my... Exactly. After some discussion, and Emily's expertise is sure to come in.
Sounds perfectly...
Not a peep. Has Kiria given up on his revenge? Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Perhaps Kiria's... No, that can't be right. There must be something...
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then. Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Flowers... Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Hey, did you hear?
It was the old.
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucy.
Listen up, everyone. This is an act of...
It's been 3 days.
Do you think it could be the work of an... I mean, how do you get...
Keep it moving, everyone. No...
You don't know that.
You were the...
Even if I wasn't there.
Is that so? I have... But Kiria, it really...
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kiria himself.
What, Emily... But... So many flowers were transported here. Whether Kiria... I know it...
Of course.
Really? Now I...
Sheriff Shams...
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Wow, another all-nighter. Emily still isn't back. Yeah,
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. After listening to Emily, to be honest, I'm still...
the key clue was right in front of us. Let's go. We'll show you where the... I only have a...
Ah, so...
This is it!
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before.
Well, did you know? It only blooms at night.
Emily, you're back!
Exactly.
A flower that...
Exactly. That's why Kyria chose.
If applied to the outside, you would still be able to smell it. If poured into... There's a sticky... If you stick...
That's right. That way the. However,
And Kyria could.
by the next morning, the sample.
Wait a second. And how did Edgar...
That's because a goose is just.
Ah, that can't be right.
I wouldn't use. You can think of it this.
In Fontaine. All kinds of in Sumeru.
All chemically produced essential oil.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble. Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence would.
Flowers were pretty important.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
No wonder he was willing to pay us. He probably used them, but in the end,
There's a saying among. But up until this. But because he's been disguised as someone.
Creating such an... It all points to one person. The more... It all points... The more... It all... Kyria and Ed...
But Kyria was only in his teen. Edgar's lived here.
Bad news, Sheriff. Mr. Edgar was attacked.
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran. But before we could even react, do you think Kyria...
I need you to think very...
It would seem Master decided to tap.
what? But that's so.
But why?
No. If his aim was to target.
If he left Sylvain.
Then.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately checked.
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
It's all right. Please calm down and take a deep breath.
How could...
Don't come any closer! If we could...
It's all right. I can detect a. It's this way. Please follow me. The scent is getting stronger. This.
time to broaden our horizons again.
Oh! O's! Are you alright? Were you attacked?
No.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe.
Everything looks all right. It was probably...
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar, he's a good man.
O's, you need to come.
But how is that? Mr. Edgar is...
That's precisely why he had to Kyria used it.
No.
And what if they I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Kyria killed the real while Edgar was... The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous... And Sumeru, as the years went by, he removed his disguise...
That explains why he aged him.
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that...
What you really...
No,
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, I know how to relieve. I'm sure Kyria...
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. This leads me to believe those blessed with a... Actually, I hate...
Thanks. Hear that?
Traveler, for someone who's...
Don't worry. We're not going...
Adventure time!
Monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy. Extract!
Overruled!
Grow!
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Committed to memory. Whoa, look at all the... There are so many of them.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon.
But what? He only needed
Perhaps hatred wasn't not long ago. He told me he didn't want... But Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived for someone with nowhere to call home.
anything! I was poorly prepared. Neutralize!
Off we go! Adventure time! Off we go!
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end. The scent of flowers.
Did they catch up? No. My strength is just waning. But it doesn't matter.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but the reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your guard, I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Yelena! I'm alive. No.
That was an illusion.
No. The amount of Auguste, a fake.
We started making to create a perfect. The accord is the basis of perfume making, the product in its most
primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind. Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emily?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste?
Convincing you that your revenge...
Impossible. If Auguste...
It was a combination, but recently...
Rainbow?
Auguste was perfumer, the mythos surrounding...
The past.
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always... But the meaning you believed in its divinity. Your obsession...
We just didn't expect it to happen.
Well, so, since you've been... That means the new...
Yes.
Who knows?
I know if you had... All the crimes...
Is that so?
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I don't feel the need to I did.
Careful, every...
Stick close.
Looks like
Of course, Master.
the combination.
The scent of a... So...
You're saying
Rainbow roses, but if you...
rainbow, Yelena?
Off we go! Did you know? Right.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume.
I was hoping to... I just hope it won't become the sort... I did! Also...
Of course!
Besides, when it comes to perfume...
Right! Do those flowers have... a language of flowers?
What each flower... After returning to Fontaine, I did some Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena...
You think Kyria...
I paid him a visit. Who knows? Yelena is gone. Even if that... avenging her... Kyria cultivated his revenge like... In any case, thank you for saving my life. Love and hatred are... When someone dies... But... Even if it's only the meaning we... And yet, at the...